My name is Mckee, and this is my miskâsowin story. I began the accompanying artwork as a meditation on my own personal treaty understandings and responsibilities. Although there is not an overt meaning to the drawing, each area has a personal meaning for myself. As I drew, I reflected on my own identity by examining my past, present, and potential future in relation to treaty. The artwork is incomplete, and there is a lot of work left to do, which is itself a reflection of my own miskâsowin journey. My story began many years ago. I was born in North Battleford on Treaty 6 territory in 1979. My biological parents were both of Ukrainian descent and felt they were too young to raise a child, so I was put up for adoption. It's possible that my biological ancestors came to Canada as a part of the Canadian government's efforts to recruit agriculturalists from Europe. It is also possible that they were immigrating to Canada due to the consequences of World War I and II on the Ukraine. I was adopted by the Mckee family shortly after I was born and taken to live on a settler farm near the town of Crillman on Treaty 4 territory. My father's ancestors came to Canada from Scotland, and my mother's ancestors came from England and Norway. They all became settler farmers in Saskatchewan and were able to live comfortable lives. For these reasons, I named myself a white settler. I feel grateful and privileged to have grown up on Treaty 4 territory, the original lands of the Cree, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. However, as I practiced Tapwewin, I realize that my own comfort came at the cost of the original inhabitants. Although I was not conscious of it at the time, looking back now, I can see how these privileges gave me many advantages. I was able to study in my own language at school. My teachers all looked like me, and I was taught that my culture was always righteous and helpful. In school, I was taught what Tupper and Capello might refer to as the common sense story of settlement. The idea that I had any sort of treaty responsibility, or that I was even part of treaty, wasn't something I was ever taught to consider. I am pleased that as I have progressed through this course, I am beginning to unlearn my incomplete version of history, and I am beginning to understand a more complete version of our shared history, or what Dwayne Donald refers to as a new story to guide us. During this course, I have enjoyed learning about and through the Cree concepts we have covered, and have realized that my own values align with many of them. The Wakotowin photo assignment reminded me of my relationship with my more than human relatives, as well as reinforced to me the importance of sustainability for our future. Our Miowe Chitowin assignment reminded me of the importance of destroying harmful myths that continue to damage our relationships. Our Tapwewin assignment reminded me of the importance of critically examining our Saskatchewan curriculum and the work necessary in order to decolonize it. And our Wetaskewin assignment taught me the value of treaty walks and how they can be useful for personal reflection as well as great educational tools. Some of the most meaningful learning experiences of the course came from our guest speakers. The storytelling of Joseph Netohau was creative and fascinating. Elder Alma's advice for us as educators was practical and useful, and Tracy Leost's knowledgeable and passionate presentation about missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls was heartbreaking and eye-opening. Most importantly, this course has taught me to examine my own understanding of treaty and the responsibilities that come with it. I go forward with the intent to form and maintain good relationships with all my relatives, both human and non-human. I plan to continue to learn as much as I can about our shared history, and I must be aware that it is not up to Indigenous people to do this work for me. Finally, I plan to stand up as an ally to those who experience systematic injustice and use my position of privilege to amplify the voices of others. I am aware that this work will not be easy, but I am up for the challenge. Thank you.